Oh, well, hey, how doing? How are you? It's just your friendly Chippy Chop, and just giving you the old hey, how you doing, like I kind of just did, like I do every time, and because that's kind of a thing. Join us in the middle of, you know, if you're new to the program, or if you're just joining us in the midst of the series. We're doing the soffit and the fascia, we are. And we've done the backside, we're working on the front. I haven't shown you any of that. I haven't shown you, but, you know, I'm playing between the rain, right? So, I did this first run a few days ago, and I'm trying my darndest to keep everything lined up. Now those runners underneath, that'll be a short run there, because I'm trying to basically, those are 8-foot, but my soffits and fascia and my trim piece along the house are all 12-foot pieces. So the only differentiation is going to be those little 1 by 2 runners that I'm running inside. I'm working on this piece right now, and I've got the drip edge pried away. I'm about to start prying off the fascia, but I'm going to go ahead and throw a couple 2x6s on the roof in case we get some more storms. So yeah, that's what I'll do now, and then we'll just move it on down the line. We will move it on down the line. Okay, we're back in business. I'm trying out these ironclad Exo gloves. They were like 14 bucks. They don't feel very thick, but I don't know, see how they work. It's break time, and y'all got half battery, but I'll change it anyway. What is up with that new thing there? I think Pug 1 is rubbing off. Motherfucker. Superstar!
Make no mistake about it. I went inside, and I got completely fucking naked, and I put on my coveralls and my undershirt and my bandana and the dryer, and I put my underwear and my fucking socks and the fucking dirty clothes, and I sat there on a towel in front of a fan until I cooled off, and got everything out of the dryer, got redressed, and my new battery and everything put back in the camera, and the second I walked outside, I lost. I got so frazzled by the humidity and the heat. I mean, the humidity factor is like 742%, as is the heat. I was soaking wet the second I came out again. I don't even know if you can sound it. I don't even know if you can sound the wet factor, because I can't see dick on account of the sun. But trust. Oh look, there's a dry spot. See, the light is dry. Everything else is wet. That's why that's the only light spot. Plus you got some chest hair, so good for you.
And but yeah, I went ahead and I ripped off the remainder soffit and fascia. The remainder soffit and fascia. And I'm going to go measure and start putting it up. I'm going to work from the peak down, and I guess I have a little makeup piece here at the end, because you know those are like 16 foot, but I can only get 12. The press board that came off is like 16 foot. My boards going on are only like 12. So there you go. Update with music in the background. Hey, don't. Okay, I cut my wood, and then I still forgot to turn on the camera. And I'm debating, like that's it, right? It's like I matched the miter for the top one. And then there's this much of a gap. So I'm thinking about just cutting a little triangle piece of wood and sticking it in there, instead of trying to shorten my big long one here by like a foot or two, and then trying to make it be easier just to make a little triangle piece to fit in that gap, and a little triangle patata, and get her in there. And then I'll put a covering over that anyway, probably, like what I'm going to for all the seams. You know, just a little piece to join all the seams together to keep water out. Oh, what are you even looking at? But yeah, so I got it, I kicked my drill somewhere. There it is. So assuming that still works, after excuse me, after getting kicked off the top scaffolding, then we'll go ahead and not lock her in here. It doesn't seem like I do that much, but you know, when I'm out here working, and that's because I don't, because it's just too humid and hot, and I don't want to fucking get so lightheaded that I freaking fall off the scaffolding and break my freaking skull open. So I quit for a while. Okay, well somehow apparently it's only 84 degrees, which I kind of have a hard time believing. It says the humidity is only 64%, but it actually does feel less muggy than it did earlier, so maybe it's dropping off. You know, maybe it was just worse this morning, but it's getting to the hotter part of the day, what is typically the hotter part of the day, so a little bit bass backwards. But Anyway, I went through the you know, strip, naked, dry cycle, back to how here we go. Here we go again. Here we go. Man, oh man, so I kicked off both drills and somehow managed not to snap that 1/8 snapper drill bit. So yeah, I still got to do some more of it. Holy dicks, man, this humidity just wears you plumb out. I got to check the old lady's oil and shit, so I don't know, see what the weather does, maybe I'll come back out. So yeah, you gotta just buy a couple extra every time you shop. And then you can have a whole, you know, I mean, I want to have a back cabinet in one of the back rooms actually just filled with fucking brim with every sort of canned and non-perishable item that I could possibly get in. But for now, I've got a good decent supply, you know, but I've been working on it for several months now, right? Just a little bit, just a couple extra cans every time, and you know, whatever, like just stuff to hold us over, right? Like, I mean, who the hell needs, I mean, whatever, like who needs a can of beans that big, right? And I've got like several of those, and I've got giant cans of bush baked beans, you know, which isn't even good for me because of the sugar, but that stuff will sustain an individual for days and days and days if need be. So I mean, you crack one of those cans, I mean, that's a meal for a family of 5, you know. So, got a bunch of chilies, little fucking, you know, things I don't even like, right? Like damn Vienna sausages, and I mean, who the hell eats tuna? I mean, I do occasionally, but you know what I mean? Like stuff to make tomatoes and, spaghetti, you know, you don't need meat for that. You got tomato sauce, paste, noodles, you're good to go. I survived on, my mom knows this, when we were in Louisiana after my parents first got divorced and I moved in with her, we survived on hot dogs, eggs, and spaghetti with no meat. For years, that was our staples. Those were our staples. That's all we had. And I need to shave my head. I look like freaking goof. Oh, and good news, I was finally able to order, oh look, my homemade sanitizer. My homemade sanitizer with ethyl alcohol and I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, I finally was able to order another freezer so I can just use this as, you know, overstock meat stock. You know, like go buy a pig, go buy half a cow. Fill this bitch up with that, and but yeah, I finally was able to order an actual 13 cubic foot freezer, a little small one, has to be a small one, because I got to be able to fit it through this bedroom door. So I mean, I'll leave it sit in the middle kitchen when it gets here in a couple weeks, but then I'll finish this floor. Well, maybe I'll never move it in here, but at any rate, I'll move it in that room eventually. But you know, I got to finish this room first, so I can move everything to that room. Honey skin, aloe vera gel, organic aloe vera, manuka honey, apple stem cells, orchid stem cells. So I mix this in with my ethyl alcohol. That's how I make my homemade hand sanitizer. So yeah, and I put it in the DG bottle. I call bullshit. These were both on the plane at the same time, or they were both left. They all got shipped at the same time. I can't believe I only got one box. There's no way all my blinds are in here. God damn. They don't fuck around with their packaging though. I like that. Oh, fuck. Maybe that is all of them. Oh, it is all of them. Scores! Sweet, that's it. That is some awesome packaging. You like it? Hardware enclosed. Sweet. I am so excited. So yeah, I mean, you can't really... I've shown you all the samples at one point. You know, but that was probably like a year ago. But, you know, you'll kind of get the idea. It's like, it's weird, like the name of this color is like ambient green stone, right? But like, These are like more of a lavender, at least in the sample they sent us it was. Like it's more of a lavender with like a gray. There's no green in it that I can find, but I can't wait to get these mounted. I mean, I can kind of wait because I'm not going to do it anytime soon, but I'll do it sometime probably the next few. Gotta move that, right? Gotta move that camera somewhere because they're inside mount blinds, so they're going to mount inside so I can show off my window treatment, window casings. I guess the whole thing is the window treatment. I don't know. Maybe just the blinds to the window treatment. With the camera, I'm thinking I'm going to mount it right. I think I'm going to mount it right there in the kitchen on the ceiling, and then I can just run the wire. I can run it wired instead of wireless, and then I don't have to worry about not having, man, I hope I haven't been digging the audio fucking with this camera the whole time. Okay, so yeah, our house isn't straight, because, you know, the left side touching, right side not. So that's one downfall, apparently, one con of inside roller shades. The other being this gap, right? Which honestly isn't the worst, but it's made worse by the fact that by the fact that it's cattywampus, right? So it's making this gap even wider at the bottom than it is at the top. Now, how could I fix that? I could probably get a little 8mm washer, put it between the screw and the metal on the right side, and then that would bring that down. Now, will I do that? Not a chance in fuck. You know, I wonder if I fucked it up when I rolled it. This story may need a little bit of an explanation. So when I first got these blinds, I thought it would be a good idea to completely unroll them to show them to the old lady to go, look, oh, look how pretty they are, and holy howdy, 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 howdy. That was a mistake, because then I attempted to roll them back up, and they probably do it on a machine, which allows it to be like evenly rolled up on each side, so there's no discrepancy in the fucking how you doing. And in my case, I didn't have a machine, so I had to do it with my hands, and so I'm the one that probably screwed it up. I mean, the house is probably definitely not straight 100%, but that's probably more or less imperceptible. It's such a degree, you know, that you can't tell. But yeah, the blinds, I fucked up. That's what happened a bit. Try to roll this bitch up perfect. Okay, so definitely the reason they're slightly crooked is because of me, because I unrolled the whole thing like a fucking goof, because, you know, I gotta get into everything and see how it works instead of just leaving fucking well enough alone. So this one will always be slightly fucked up. You can't really tell there. You can tell when it gets lower. So yeah, I think I got it a little bit better than it was, but you can still see that there's, you know, a little bit of gap on the right, no gap on the left. But again, that's me that fucked up. Not sure what's up with this clip on the left, and why that top clip won't snap all the way in nicely like that one did. You know, I know they look almost, but see, that one's like kind of flush up to the top, and that one's kind of, see how it's got a bigger gap. It won't quite go all the way up. Not sure what that's about. And what was the other thing? Oh, the thing I'm a little bit ticked off about is, like, you know, these were not cheap. Like, these were like basically $100. I got them on sale. So, normally they would even cost more, but I don't even know if you can tell, but there's just little imperfections everywhere. Like that. On the sides, like nicks where it's not quite, where, look, there's one. There's one where, see, it's even, and then, oh, they fucked up on the cutting machine. And whatever, up there too, like, see how it's a little bit, I know I'm shaky, but you can see that a little bit. Whatever, the average eye, nobody's going to see that on a regular basis, but for this much money, they ought to do a better job. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyway, that's how it looks. What do you think? Oh, new window treatments. Oh, me like okay, let's see if we can't get y'all a real good look at my bald spot. Oh, you love the bald spot. It's your favorite Optos. Oh, that black duct tape looks so good on my window. Hopefully Ruger will go ahead and tail slap all of them so I can replicate that. Alright, let's see if I measure everything. Oh my goodness, hope I did. Hope I measured everything. Comment white, right. Do not open with a knife. What? Nothing set up. The room's still garbage, and I'm gonna have to notch out both side panels. This window is just slightly smaller. It's warped or whatever, really, and so I'll just notch out the left and the right so that I can get my little plastic pieces in there. Because right now it's just the metal, right? But when I had the plastic in there and it wedged all the way, it wouldn't open or close. It was binding the mechanism. But you see, they look much cleaner with the plastic pieces on, supposed to. So, but yeah, that's the overall how you doing. And of course, I got the one over the window that I fucked up. It'll never look right. I may still take that off and try to fuck it again too. But all right, got the project done.